Salute discipulae et discipulae. Hi everybody, this is the first video for introductory elementary Latin. My name's Cameron. I think all of you know me personally, so that works out really well. So first video I'm going to do here is a guide on pronunciation. So proper pronunciation is pretty important in Latin. You won't be doing a lot of speaking, but it's needed to understand certain rules. Some words require very distinct pronunciation. Some words conjugate strangely because the sounds don't match up properly, and so Romans dropped certain letters and added new letters to make sure the sound sounded right. So understanding pronunciation is pretty important to understanding the rules of conjugation. So we're just gonna jump right in with the vowels. So vowels are your generic A, E, I, O, U's. They come in long and short form. The long A is sounds like our father, like the A in father, das or kara. So the it's an ah sound. The short A is a short A as in dina, so dot and casa. The long E is the E in they, me, sedes. Short E is in pet, et, or sed. The long I is I as in machine, in, that in. So hic or sika. The short I is the I in pin, our word pin. So hic or sika. The long O is the O that we use in clover, clover. So os, amores. The short O is the O we use in orb, orb. It's a round O. Os, mora. The long U is the U we use in rude. So that tu, or sumo. The short U is the U we use in put, tum, sum. And the Y we use, it can be short or long, and it's always sort of between U and I, and it has this very sort of specific sound of U. So if you're about to vomit, U. The diphthongs, which there are only 6 of, which is 2 vowels put together, have very distinct names. So A and E sounds like I, as in isle, our word isle. So karai or saipe. AU as in is the same as the OU in house. House, that sound, house. So AU would be out, laudo. The EI is the same as our word rain. So dende, rain, eh. The EU in Latin is EU pronounced very quickly together. So it's su. Su. We don't really have a word like that in English, and it's actually not used a lot in Latin either. But su. The OE has an oi sound, like oil. So coipit, proilium. The UI is spoken very quickly together, kind of like Spanish, the Spanish muy. It only occurs very few places in Latin, and that's in huis, quis, huic, qui, and hui. Now for consonants, the pronunciation of consonants is pretty straightforward. A lot of it is what we know. I'm just going to hit on some of the major ones that are different. C's and G's are always hard. So, like, the C is always like can, our word can. It's always a hard C. Cum, kiwis, facilis. It's always that hard C. The G's are also always hard. So, as in get. So Gloria, Gero, it's always that hard G sound. H's are always aspirated with a sound, so hic, hike. S's are always voiceless, as in the word see, see. They're never voiced like ease. They never have the z sound to them. So S's are always like s. So said. V's sound like our W's. So that famous Latin phrase, vini, vidi, vici, is weenie, weedy, weeky. Yeah, that's sort of your main pronunciation guide. It's nothing too crazy. Pretty straightforward. Just keep in mind, hard G's, hard C's, V's sound like W's, the I of AEs. That's it for pronunciation. I'll have the first lesson from Wheelock's Chapter 1 up, which we'll be going over the first and second conjugation adverbs and verbs. We'll be talking about verbs in general and their different uses. And I will teach you a fun song to remember the personal endings for the verbs. So there we go. I hope everybody enjoyed, and well, I will see you next time.